Okay, like I said, I'll do requests. So if you do want me to do your particular drawing, that's totally fine. I'm looking at this picture right here, and what I'm going to start with is a nice crisp edge. Obviously, the edge of the face over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to figure out from here to here where should I start. So I'm looking at just this bottom edge. And I'm looking at this and I'm trying to think, like, maybe this is like 75% of that box. Or this is only like 25. So when I go to my paper, I'm going to try to approximate something similar. Right? Just try to get something on the paper, and when I start drawing, I'll see if it looks right or not. Now, if I look at the contour, this curve here, pretty much goes almost straight up, but it's leaning a little bit to the inside. It curves at the end. I'm going to do the same thing lightly here in pencil. I'm going to make it go up and just at the very end curve in a little bit. And I'm going to look at this negative space, and I'm going to compare it to the white negative space there. It looks pretty close to me. Off of the top, see it sort of curves in a little bit more. And now I'm going to look at this line segment versus that line segment. This part looks smaller than this part. This is less than half. So I'm going to go up to my paper again, and I'm going to kind of figure out where half is, and I'm going to go to a bit less than half. And I don't know if that's going to be right or not without trying to draw something, so I will. And I'll see how that looks and how that fits. And I'm looking to compare these white empty spaces, which are called negative spaces. I'm going to try to compare them to what I see in the photograph. That covers the outside edge. I'll look inside. I don't have a ton of edges, but I feel like I definitely have an edge I can follow here. And I really feel like that's probably part of the nose. So I'm going to look down here and see this little part versus that part. This from here to here is bigger than that. And I will again try to guesstimate my way to something similar. I'm going to look at how far does this nostril come into this box over here. And when I look at that, that's really close to halfway for me. Well, I'm going to kind of mark it off as halfway. And that way I kind of know whatever I'm drawing has got to fit in there. Now it's a pretty roundish form. Now I'm going to carefully start trying to draw it. And I don't know if it's as good as I want it to be just yet, but I do think what I need to do is finish the top off, and that'll probably help me. So let's see, it curves a little bit more, and it comes up here. And that looks like halfway to me also. So I'll mark kind of right about there. And let's see if I just kind of get that. That might look a little better to me. I think that's kind of closer to what's going on. I've got another edge I think I could draw right here. How close is that edge to this red line? I'm going to sort of approximate to maybe around here somewhere. And that'll be that edge of the black part of the nostril over there. Kind of get a little lost in here per se. I think a lot of that's going to be done with shading. So for this particular drawing, I think all I would really draw is what you see there right now. It's not a lot to draw. I don't know, I might see a little tiny edge right there. I'm not going to follow it all the way along, but it's up in this corner. Maybe I'll add that little line, but that would be all I need to draw for this particular one. And when I look at it and I check it, I'm going to look at it against the picture, and I'm looking that you're close, but you're not way off on the shapes and size and placement. The rest of this will all be done with shading.